What's up, ladies and gentlemen? So as you see, we are not on my main account. We're actually on a different account. So first off, this is going to be a very special video because I do not like doing these things. So you will probably never see this happen again. So take this to your advantage so that you guys can see and learn from it. So what are we doing today? Well, we are going to be doing Trial of Ascension for someone that can't seem to get it. Now, I don't want you people sending me emails going, I can't beat this level, beat it for me, because I don't want to do that. You need to learn it on your own, but since Trial of Ascension is closing and this person is really struggling, I decided just to make a video on it and let it address everyone that may struggle and blame me because I have better runes in my little video where I show Trial of Ascension. So just take this into account that I will probably not do this again, so please don't ask me to. I just want you guys to know that. So we are looking at his monsters currently. Before we get into the Trial of Ascension run, let's look at his runes on the type of team I'm going to be or doing at least. So when I looked at the runes, the first thing that went into my head is I'm going to have to treat this as a Trial of Ascension hard mode run, because this is going to be fucking hard with these types of level of runes. And I've never done this before. I've never actually completed Trial of Ascension with these types of runes, and that's just because Lyrith wasn't out when I was at this kind of level. Now, first thing I gotta say, dude, you have got to get your runes to plus 12 on every single one of your monsters. Like, you got a lot of plus 9s and plus 6s everywhere. You have got to get them to plus 12. Just keep farming. I mean, you don't really have crystals, but you got some energy there. You need to use your crystals on refills, not premium packs, refills, and you need to get your runes up there. On top of that, you need to stop with the slow healer bullshit, because that is going to make your life hell. You need to get a fast healer. I prefer a Chasun or a Beladion with a little bit less HP and defense, but super fast. Now, with your runes, you could probably get these monsters probably around 160 speed, 150, 160 speed, which is better than nothing. Because if you've got some like slow 120 speed healer, that healer is not going to get to heal on time for the units that do need the heal for like PvE. So that is where your first mistake is. Your second mistake is low crit rate damage dealers. Now I know it's hard to get crit rate, and I know it's really hard to get substats, but this is something that I suggest to a lot of people. If you cannot get the crit rate, don't go crit damage on slot 4. You should go crit rate. And a lot of people go like, whoa, isn't that a huge drop in damage? Well, if you think about it, over time, it's actually more damage because it's more consistent and it's more reliable. And even if it is less damage when you hit, it's not that big of a deal because you can rely on that damage. Even if it's lower, you can rely on it. But what about this? If you don't crit, you're going to be doing a lot less damage than if you had crit rate on slot 4. And it's non-consistent. So you don't know if you can rely on it, and it's really low damage if you don't get it. So honestly, if you go like attack, crit rate, attack, I would not think twice about it. It would be good too. And then of course, you definitely need to get plus 12 on all your runes. Other than that, with these types of monsters, I could see you doing it consistently, but I'm just going to say you definitely need to really work on your runes. And once you do that, I think you will be good to go. So I'm going to take a few seconds to look at the team, come up with a team to do. We'll try a team, and we'll just keep consistently trying until we get it. We've got 120 energy to try stage 100, and then once we beat it, he told me I can go ahead and open the scroll. And obviously, being Reafi, I haven't summoned for anyone in a while. I'm going to take that opportunity because I love summoning. It's addiction. So we're going to summon the scroll afterwards. So I will be right back. Okay, so based on his rune sets and what I've seen, what we definitely need is Chasun for healing. If he had a faster Beladion, we could probably solo heal with Beladion, but I don't think that she'll survive. We're also going to bring Darien to reduce some damage and to put on an attack break, because honestly, we're going to need it with this type of HP and defense, and based on his rune set, I think he'll be enough to survive and lower the damage for everyone else that doesn't have that HP. We're also going to bring Beretta, who's on Despair runes, has some at least decent speed and HP, so this will allow us to put on dots and kill the incantations. We're also going to bring Bernard. You don't want to bring Vertihil typically. for these types of stages, and that's just mainly because of the blue one. The blue one actually lowers the crit rate, and he's not at 100% crit rate, so that's a big problem. Also, the red one revenges, so if we attack the red one, Vertihill's going to be coming under a lot of fire, and then the green one, as you know, absorbs attack bar whenever it's attacked, and then absorbs HP based on its damage whenever he attacks with an AoE attack. So it's a big problem to try to get Vertihill to hit someone. Bernard does not require any hits. He buffs the attack bar and the attack speed. He also brings defense break and attack break, which is just kind of reiterating upon that we need attack break. And then defense break is always good to have in terms of doing damage, and we're definitely going to need that because our next monster is Veramos. We're bringing him for the stuns. We're bringing him to just help assist with the dots. And of course, we're going to use him to mainly do the main source of damage because he has some pretty good multipliers for an Ifrit. So we're going to go ahead and start, and I'll fast forward to the boss. I'll go ahead, since he's not actually having trouble with the main stages, it's not that big of a deal, so we're just going to go ahead and fast forward. Okay, so we're back, and the first thing you need to know about the incantation is it always starts with a full attack bar. I almost said farts. It always starts with a full attack bar. And you don't want to put any debuffs on that because when she splits, she basically gets this little cleanse. So if you put on anything or anything like that, it won't do anything. On top of that, she increases her own attack bar. She has every single incantation inside her. So whichever incantation she doesn't spit out, she has inside her, which sounds very dirty, but she does get all of the abilities of that incantation. So if she keeps the blue one, she will get reduced crit, and I don't remember what the other one is. I think she gets some kind of like stun or something. I don't remember. But the point is, if she gets the green one, that's where we have to be very, very careful not to touch her. But if she gets the red one, it's not as big of a deal. So looking at the damage, this is definitely going to have to be treated with something like a Trial of Ascension hard mode run. And I think it'll be a little bit easier, but the damage is going to be pretty consistent since we're only going to be relying on Veramos crits and Darien crits, and then that way we put on our defense break, etc. Now, the thing that I definitely don't have is slowness, and that's because the only monster that can bring slowness is that Jack-o'-lantern. So if we have to resort to that, if we fail this run, we will do that. But alright, let's go ahead and try into it. We don't want to buff or anything like that because she's going to do her little thing. You want to watch. Split. Boom. Alright, so now we want to stun. We got the right one, which is perfect. Okay, so she revenges, so that's totally fine. Honestly, that's not that big of a deal. She doesn't do much damage at all. But what we do want to do is put some debuffs on her. So we're going to keep hitting her with as much as we can. Put on defense break. We're getting resisted like crazy. Let's put on attack break. There we go. So we just put on all that stuff, and then that way it's easier for us to handle her attacks. And we're going to be putting on a ton of dots onto the monster that's not stunned, which is basically the left incantation. So we don't want her to get too many attacks, but at the same time, we can't let that left incantation go. We can let that left one go because we want those dots to activate. Oh, we got resisted again. You definitely need to get that accuracy up there, man. Or maybe we're just having an unlucky run. That's okay. But regardless, you can see what we're basically trying to do. Alright, defense break. We have to be very careful now, but we have Veramos, and we stun again, and we didn't get anyone on the stun. Ooh, that is a very, very difficult one, because now that left one is, or that right one is going to go, and we got to be very careful with that. So, alright, we're going to go ahead and fast forward. If we die, we'll go ahead and retry this. This might be a long video, so we never know. Alright, guys, fast forward time. Well, alrighty then. This is a failed run. I'm going to go ahead and restart this up, and we're going to go ahead and try this again. I'm going to go with a similar team. Maybe I'll add something different, but I will be right back. Okay, so not much has changed about our team, but we did change Bella Dion. Now, I know probably a good amount of you are thinking, why are you using Beretta leader and not Veramos leader if you're having lacking of HP problems? And the reason I do Beretta leader is because we're having a lack of speed problem too, and I think that one is harder to get around with than it is with the HP. So we put on a Beretta leader skill. That way my units are at least somewhat fast, and then we can also rely on Bernard's attack bar booster. Now I brought Belladea with extra heal. We also got extra defense break like we did with Darien, but on this time we can use Belladion's third skill as like some kind of second Bernard buff, and that way we can increase the attack bar when we really need to. So we're going to treat this the same, and we'll see how this run goes. Alright, so we disposed of the incantations pretty fast, but you'll notice that we got very unlucky and Lyrith absorbed the green one, so we're not going to be able to do any extra damage in between her absorption and the killing of the incantations. And what I mean by that is whenever you kill the incantations with some type of, there's still some number on the clock where before she removes or like absorbs the incantations, or incarnations I should say, sorry, incarnations, then you should still try to do damage before she does the absorption, and then you do some more damage afterwards. But now that she has the green one, it's going to be quite difficult to do that because she's going to be getting a lot of turns, and we have no choice but to attack her. Now she doesn't have the AoE skill, which is great, so that way we can not worry about the damage, but again, this is going to be something that we're just going to have to let her do and do some damage while we can. And yeah, so we're going to use Veramos to do our damage. Alright, I'll go ahead and fast forward until she gets to the next incarnations. Alright, so it seems like this has got to be one of the most unlucky runs. I hate it when she has the green incarnation inside her. It makes it so difficult to move around and do things, but hopefully we can do the same thing that we did the first time, and Veramos does some nice damage, so he's easy to clear him up with the dots as well. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward to that moment as well. So it looks like we killed the incarnations again with 1 on the timer, so we should be good to go. We will probably do, I'd say we'll probably get just above half her health down, so right where like her head is, but a little bit to the right. So hopefully this won't take as much time because I don't have that much space on my computer for this long a video. But that's basically the gist of it, guys. Whenever you get the green incarnation, it's quite unlucky, I'm not gonna lie. You really get no time at all to get any attacks in because she's so busy absorbing your attack bar. Not only does she increase her own, but she also removes yours. That's where she gets her attack bar from. So it's just a pain in the ass. The only time you can do damage to her is when she's stunned, and then on top of that you don't have much time to do anything. If you have a Hua, bring it. Because honestly, the Hua is a game changer for this type of battle for Lyrith, and that's about it. So, and you also want decreasing the attack speed. That can help immensely, but we don't have that other than one monster, and I don't want to bring that. So that's not a big deal. She's going to heal back a little bit of her HP here. That's just kind of how it works. So try to prevent her from attacking. Try to get her to force the incarnations. That's better than, you know, her attacking and you doing damage, because she's just going to heal it back. That's just part of her thing. Alright, so she didn't absorb, or she didn't throw out the blue one. This is a hard one, but this is the best scenario if we kill the incarnations. So in this type of scenario, we want to keep that green one stunned no matter what. And we also need to get rid of it first, because if that one survives, it's going to be a pain in the ass to kill, and that's why we're just going to try to go all out on it. Do not let it go. We want to keep it stunned. It's okay if if the male boss goes. She's going to go, and she's not much of a threat because she has the blue one. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward until we kill the carnations. So as you can see, this was a very, very close one. If she would have absorbed that green one, she probably would have healed back half of the HP that she's already lost. And that's a huge setback for us because she does get, I think, increased stats every time she absorbs them. And that just kind of makes everything more difficult. And so this type of scenario is the best kind of scenario you want to be in if you kill the incarnations. But they are hard to kill. I ended up going for the red one first because I saw that I'm probably not going to be able to kill that green one if I solo target it. But if I can manage to just ham on her without having that red one in here, without like all of those provokes or whatever, then I should be okay. So that way we targeted the red one first and we managed to do it, and now she actually has no type of thing. She only has reduced crit, which still reduces damage, but this is going to be a lot easier to maintain. So same situation as before. Now we have to really hurry our ass off before she absorbs everything. And yeah, hopefully we can do this one, because if we can do this with stuff on the clock, like timer on the clock, like 2 turns left, then we will be very, very solid. Okay, so we managed to do it with 1 turn on the little timer, and that is actually really good for us. We're going to go ahead and treat this like some normal run, because honestly, we don't have much time before she absorbs her incarnations and then causes the stun. But we should be able to get like another, I'd say a fourth of her HP down on this one, because honestly, the blue ones you do less damage, but you've got a lot more time to work with stuff, and it's easier to kind of do the damage once she's stunned. So she kept the green one in again. This is going to be a little bit difficult, but if we can hurry it up, we should be okay. So we managed to kill the incarnations, but of course we don't have much time to do the damage because she absorbs HP, or the attack bar, and she absorbs HP. So that's freaking great, and this is why I hate the green incarnation. She heals the boss back. It's so frustrating. So we're just going to keep fast forwarding forward because I feel like this video is already getting long enough. And I'm sure you guys are getting sick of it. So we're just going to fast forward all the way to the very end. Hopefully there's no more green incarnations, because I'm fucking sick of it. I almost screwed up there. I should have used the reducing attack bar on Lyrith so I could allow the incantation or incarnation to actually activate the dots, but we almost didn't do it there. It's a good thing that we crit on Veramos, otherwise we probably would have gotten screwed. So now that it is the red one, this is something that we really want to do damage on. Actually, this is probably the best one for this type of normal mode, and that's just because there's no reduced crit. We can just go to freaking town on her. On top of that, the revenging is not that big of a deal as long as you can maintain it with some attack break, which we do have with Bernard. Alright, so this is the very end of it, guys. That we did actually finish this up. We're in channel 134. I'm just going to go like to a random channel. No. We'll go to like one of the 100s. So that's like the first thing I clicked. Alright. Good. Congratulations to the person that was struggling on this, because yeah, I can understand it's a struggle. It's hard. But you need to get used to doing these things on your own, and that's why this is the only time I'm ever going to do it, and that's just because I feel bad. So here's your legendary scroll. First time beating it. Congratulations. We're going to pop this thing up. Foul play. Nice. Very nice. Where is the... Okay. So that took a long time. That's like an hour. That took me an hour to do. Jesus Christ. Oh, we don't even have enough... Oh, we don't even have enough mana stones. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some mana stones. Okay, so I went and did a couple runs and got some mana stones. We're gonna go ahead and pop this scroll. Do we have enough? Yeah, okay, we have enough space. let's see what you get. Good luck, best of luck. Let's see what we get. And we got the win, Nine-Tailed Fox. Alright, that is probably not something that we wanted, and you already did the fusions. But that's alright, because honestly, she's not bad. I've been working with her on my Farmer Field account, right? And she's not bad in Necro. So maybe this is something that you can build, maybe not. Maybe it'll just be fodder. Congrats again for first time clear, and yeah, hopefully you get something good next cycle, because it is Atheros, quite easier. So best of luck, and if you guys are wondering how to do it with beginner level runes and no damage dealers with good HP, this is how you do it. So alright guys, I hope you enjoyed, and remind me to never do something like this again, because this took an hour.